Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take the latest research, the complex stuff, and really boil it down for you.
Exactly. We're all about bringing you insights you can trust, peer-reviewed science, no hype, just what the research actually says, and importantly, what it could mean for you.
And speaking of making science accessible, you might know Orium's Fit. They're an award-winning Aussie brand doing great work with wellness tech.
Right.
And honestly, their whole approach of simplifying research, it's kind of why we can dig into studies like the one we have today, bringing solutions to light.
Yeah, that commitment to clarity, it really helps bridge the gap between the lab and, well, real life.
So imagine this. After a stroke, the simple act of walking feels impossible. It affects millions that lost mobility.
It's devastating.
But what if there was a technology, something gentle that could help rebuild that ability, rebuild strength, balance from within? Well, today we're looking at a really interesting South Korean study. It suggests functional electrical stimulation might be a key.
Yeah, our mission today is to explore exactly that, how FES, functional electrical stimulation, can genuinely help older stroke survivors. We're talking improving walking, balance, even muscle strength.
And this is based on solid evidence, right? Big review study.
Absolutely. It pulls together a lot of data, offering a potential path back to more independence. Really compelling stuff.
Now, stroke's impact, it's not just the event itself, is it? It's the long shadow it casts, mobility problems, trouble walking.
Gait impairment, yeah. It's a huge challenge, especially for older adults. We know, over 80% of survivors have issues with walking?
That's right. And it can get worse, right?
Yeah.
Leading to things like sarcopenia, the significant muscle loss.
Exactly. That's a critical point. Physiologically, a stroke, especially one affecting one-side hemiparesis, it really messes with the nerve signals.
How so?
Well, you get fewer motor units firing. Those are the connections telling muscles to work. So the communication line is basically damaged, leading to muscle issues. It really highlights why we need effective ways to intervene.
So this is where FES comes in. Functional electrical stimulation. Some people might have heard of it, but maybe not grasped its full potential.
Right.
So essentially, it's a gentle electrical treatment using low-energy pulses.
That's it. Through pads on the skin, right over the muscle that needs help.
And these pulses, they actually make the muscle contract, kind of like re-educating it.
Precisely. It helps with things like foot drop, where you can't lift the front of your foot easily when you walk.
Which makes walking so tiring and risky.
Hugely. FES helps generate those muscle contractions in the right sequence for functional tasks like walking or even grasping something.
Is this a new idea?
Not entirely. The therapeutic use really picked up in the 1960s, but the basic idea. Using electricity for muscles, that goes way back. Galvani Duchenne, centuries ago.
Wow. So it's built on a long history.
It is. We're just getting much better at applying it effectively now.
Okay, let's talk about this specific South Korean study. Published in 2022. Top universities involved, right? Kyungpook National.
Yeah, leading institutions, medical labs, sports science labs collaborating. That tells you it's serious research.
And it wasn't just one experiment.
No, and this is important. It was a comprehensive review. They looked at many studies, including randomized controlled trials, the gold standard, to find really reliable patterns.
Okay.
Plus, it was fully funded by the South Korean government, multiple ministries, and published in a respected journal, the Annals of Geriatric Medicine and Research.
So very credible, thoroughly checked out.
Definitely. High level of evidence.
So the big question, what did they find? What were the results that made you say, wow? Let's start with walking, speed, distance.
Right. This is where it gets really impressive. Think about someone struggling with foot drop. Just lifting their foot is hard work.
Yeah.
One study in this review showed that adding FES to standard rehab boosted the strength of those fit-lifting muscles, the dorsiflexors, by, wait for it, 56.6%.
56%. Compared to what?
Compared to just 27.7% with rehab alone.
Wow. That's almost double the improvement.
Exactly. Think about what that means functionally. Going from real difficulty to potentially much greater ease, more confidence walking.
And it wasn't just strength in isolation. Did it translate to actually walking better?
It did. Another trial they highlighted, a 6-month one, showed FES users walked significantly farther. They measured it with standard tests, the 10-meter walk and the 6-minute walk test.
So better endurance, too.
Yes. It's not just about being stronger. It's about being able to do more, to walk farther, engage more with life. That's independence.
And what about balance? Falls are such a huge risk after stroke.
Another key area. The review found consistent improvements with FES, both static balance, just standing steady in dynamic balance, staying stable while moving.
And they measured this objectively.
Yes, using standard tools like the Berg Balance Scale. So these are real measurable gains in stability.
How does FES help balance specifically? What's the mechanism?
Well, it's quite clever. It targets specific muscles, like the tibialis anterior, that's the foot lifter we talked about, important for the swing phase of walking.
Okay.
And also muscles like the gluteus medius, a key hip stabilizer when you're standing on one leg during the stance phase.
So it coordinates things.
Precisely. Simulating these at the right time leads to a smoother walk, more symmetrical, more powerful push-off. And that directly means better stability, fewer falls.
It's like a little conductor for the muscles.
Kind of, yeah. Getting them back in rhythm.
Now, this next part really caught my eye. Muscle mass preservation. You mentioned sarcopenia earlier. Can FES actually help stop muscle loss or even reverse it?
This was one of the most potentially groundbreaking aspects. While fewer studies focus directly on muscle mass in older adults specifically, the review found FES significantly changed key biological signals deep inside the muscles.
Signals, like what?
Okay, so it increased IGF-1. Think of that as a go-build muscle signal, a growth hormone.
Right.
And crucially, it decreased the activity of genes linked to muscle breakdown, things called MRF1 and atrogen-1.
So it's doing two things at once, building up and stopping the breakdown.
Exactly. Hitting the accelerator on growth and the brakes on wasting. That dual action is incredibly powerful for potentially preserving, maybe even rebuilding muscle mass after stroke.
That is huge, because muscle loss really impacts strength and function long-term.
Absolutely. It raises that really important question. What could this mean for fighting muscle atrophy in stroke survivors, especially older ones?
And another surprising thing, braces. Those ankle-foot orthosis, the AFOs. A lot of people need them.
Very common, yes. They provide external support.
But this review mentioned a study, a 12-month one, where FES helped people walk, just as well as those using the brace.
That's right. The implication is pretty significant. It suggests that for some individuals, FES might offer comparable support, potentially reducing the need for that physical brace.
Imagine the difference that could make. Not needing the brace every day. The comfort, the feeling of freedom.
It's a massive step towards independence, isn't it? When you put it all together, the better walking speed, the improved balance, the potential for muscle preservation, and maybe less reliance on braces? Well, what it means for someone recovering from stroke is tangible hope. Reclaiming independence, being safer, reducing falls, having the strength for daily life again.
It really paints a picture of a much more active, engaged life post-stroke.
It does. It offers a clear, science-backed route to improving quality of life.
It's just fantastic to see research validating these kinds of technologies.
And what's really exciting is how this connects to things available right now. You know, like the Orium's Fit muscle stimulators. Their devices are specifically enhanced with EMS technology that's electrical muscle stimulation, closely related to FES. They're designed to be portable, easy to use at home.
While still being effective.
Exactly. Delivering a strong impact, mirroring the kinds of benefits we're seeing in this FES research. It brings the science home, literally.
And they've tested this with stroke patients.
Yes, supported by real-world tests. And you know, it's probably why their original Urium's Ultimate Kit got named Year's Best.
Oh, yeah.
2 years running, 2024 and 2025, by productreview.com.au. That's Australia's big product review site.
That kind of recognition, it says a lot about effectiveness and user satisfaction.
It really does. It shows these aren't just lab concepts anymore.
Okay, let's dig into the how a bit more. The science behind FES creating these lasting changes, it's not just making the muscle twitch while the machine is on, right? There's something deeper happening.
Absolutely. The review talks about a central mechanism. That's key. It's not just peripheral muscle contraction, meaning FES seems to stimulate both sensory nerves, the ones sending signals to the brain, and motor nerves, the ones sending signals from the brain to the muscles.
Okay, so it's a two-way street.
Exactly. And this combined stimulation seems to trigger a reorganization, like a remapping, in the brain's motor cortex.
The part that controls movement.
Right. The brain essentially starts relearning how to talk to those weakened muscles more effectively. It's promoting brain plasticity.
Brain plasticity.
Yeah.
That's the brain's ability to change and adapt, right, even after injury.
Precisely. So FES isn't just exercising the muscle, it's helping the brain rewire itself for better control.
So it's like FES is sending these targeted signals that help, I don't know, repave the neural pathways for movement. helping the brain find those connections again.
That's a great analogy, repaving the pathways. And the fact that we can do this non-invasively, just using pads on the skin, makes it so practical. You can start early, adjust it as needed.
Yeah, that accessibility is key.
And here's something really amazing about that brain plasticity.
Yeah.
Did you know the brain keeps that ability to form new connections, to reorganize? It doesn't stop when you get older, even into old age.
Really?
Yes, that capacity for change, neuroplasticity, it's why rehab can work so well after stroke. The brain isn't fixed, it can adapt. And technologies like SES, they're basically tools that help leverage that incredible innate ability of the brain to rewire and heal itself. It gives the brain a boost in the right direction.
That really underscores the potential here.
Yeah.
It's working with the body's own recovery mechanisms.
Precisely. It's quite profound when you think about it that way.
So wrapping things up, the findings from this big South Korean review, they offer some serious hope, don't they?
They really do. Significant benefits from FES, improving physical performance, muscle strength, potentially even muscle mass for older adults post-stroke. It's a powerful tool for optimizing recovery.
It really feels like a potential game changer for rehabilitation.
It does. And it makes you think, doesn't it? Considering these results, better walking, balance, strength, maybe fewer braces. What does this mean for the future?
How so?
Well, could we see more personalized rehab? More effective strategies people can even use at home? How could this truly transform life after stroke for people all over the world?
That's a really hopeful thought, making recovery more accessible, more effective.
It opens up exciting possibilities.
And this kind of deep dive exploring the science behind recovery tools like FES is exactly what we try to do here. So if you're curious about how technology like those Orium's Fit muscle stimulators with EMS might fit into a recovery journey, or if you just want to read more, you can find more info and actually a link to the original South Korean study we discussed over on the Orium's Fit Research Digest blog.
That's great, because we really believe this science should be available to everyone. So yeah, visit oriums.fit, check out their products, explore the Research Digest.
Lots of good information there.
Definitely. And if you found this useful, maybe share it with someone else who could benefit. Leave us a review. Follow the deep dive wherever you listen.
Join the conversation.
Exactly. Let's keep making sense of complex research together.
Just one final, very important note. Please remember, everything we've discussed today is for informational purposes. It is absolutely not medical advice.
Crucial point. Always talk to your doctor or a qualified healthcare professional before starting any new treatment or changing your health plan.
Your own health team knows your specific situation best.